What's up, guys? It's your girl Liz, and today the intro is going to be short. I haven't posted in months. I was feeling like doing a beautiful bright orange look. I've been laying around for over a week on bed rest technically, and we have to catch up. So watch me get ready, catch up on my life, comment below, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm so sorry to be gone for so long. Thank you guys for those that have stuck around and waited my next video. And let's just jump right into the look. Starting off with chapstick as always. These dark circles under my eyes are something serious, y'all. Priming with my Mary Kay foundation primer. I love this because it gives my skin a perfect poreless feel under my foundation. So like I said in the intro, guys, I know I've been gone for very, very long. I have had so much going on in my life, and I've been so busy, both like personally and with my business and medically. So I just figured I would do a quick get ready with me and just kind of fill you guys in on what's been going on. This is the NYX Total Control in shade Vanilla. One of my sister-in-laws gave this to me, and I'm not even sure how or why she got a shade this light, but I don't know if it's going to be my shade or it's going to have the wrong undertones. So, oh no, fail. See, like, this is my life, guys, fail. But I know I'm going to have to layer this up quite a bit. And I can't drip it on my face apparently. So let's just get started with the face. I'll like link everything I'm using down below and I'll update you guys. So one of the things that has happened that is the biggest in my life so far in this new year is that I became the manager at the franchise salon that I work at. I've been there for almost 6 years now. And I am very, very excited to be manager. I have an assistant manager and a third key shift lead manager. I had to do online training for that. That was like 9 different modules, and in each module had like up to like 12 or 15 little sections within it. So I just had so much going on in January that I just really didn't have any time to film. After the online training portion, I obviously had to follow up with a in-person training course that was supposed to be 3 days, and I was actually lucky enough to have it become a one-on-one session. There was nobody else in our like market area that you know, needed any management training, so this looks really pale and yellow. Let me see if maybe if I change the lighting a little bit. I am using the warmer lighting. But I'm very confident that I can bronze and contour and fix this look up. So with all of the added responsibility and all the extra training that I had in becoming the management position, I definitely just did not have as much time to film as I had before. One of my New Year's resolutions was that I was going to take off one Saturday or a whole weekend a month from work, because I work every Saturday and Sunday, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, really. I'm not quite sure which videos from November or December you can hear or tell how sick I was, but on the like second to last day at the very end of November, just after Thanksgiving, I go to urgent care with, you know, I couldn't stop breathing. I got tested for mono, I got tested for whooping cough, I got tested for strep, I got tested for tuberculosis, all this kind of stuff. I had such an intense, strong, I had a sinus infection, I had an upper respiratory infection, and I had acute pneumonia. So I'm on medications for that all through December. I was out for like 10 days in the very beginning of December. Obviously couldn't record during that. I literally was laying on the couch, binge watching Grey's Anatomy. I couldn't breathe because of how bad I was hacking and the congestion in my head. Like, I've covered all the blinds in my house. I was wearing, you know, scarves and hoods and stuff over my head to just try and block the light as much as I could. I had terrible, terrible headache. Every time I went back to work, if somebody was doing a blowout or the blow dryer was going for a couple of minutes, my head was just wow, wow, wow. Moving along into January, it was the first Sunday of January. I think it was like the 6th or the 7th. I'm at work and it slows down for the end of the day, and I go to get a shampoo from one of the girls that I work with, and she lifts up my hair, you know, to put the towel around my neck so I can lean back into the bowl, and she goes, ew, and like jumps away. I have this like crazy rash on my neck. My head had been a little itchy throughout the day, I guess I had recalled. It was all over my entire body that was covered. So they're like, oh my God, it's something on your clothes. What did you wash with differently? And I just don't know. And I'm still sick. So I go back to the same urgent care with this rash. They check that, you know, I'm not contagious or it's not like anything crazy. And I go back. They said I don't have acute pneumonia anymore, and I don't have an upper respiratory infection anymore. I had already finished the cycle of the 2 medications that they had given me for that, and the cough little pearls that they gave me for that in the end of November. Now this is the beginning of January. So they say that I still have a really bad sinus infection, and they give me an even stronger sinus medication. I know I'm terrible at storytelling, guys, so I'm gonna try and edit this as well as possible. I'm only on my powder, guys. I haven't even bronzed or contoured yet. So in the end of January, they end up giving me a chest x-ray. They test me for mono again, and they said that, you know, nothing seemed too bad in my lungs and that I should be referred to an ear, nose, and throat specialist. And he refers me to get a CT scan done on my sinus and on my head to see where the congestion or the inflammation or whatever has been. So they tell me, by the way, that the rash that I had was just an inflammatory rash, that I was so sick and there was so much going on in my body that it was just trying to like expel unnecessary whatever, and that's why I had this huge, you know, rash. So throughout the month of February now, I got like 5 or 6 really nasty cold sores all across my bottom lip, and I'm not filming like that. It was another inflammation, you know, thing that just busted out of my face and was disgusting. Thankfully, the medication that the ENT gave me was working very well. I still had a bit of a congestion headache, but the coughing had stopped literally the next morning after taking the medication, and that was like, I was so thankful for that. Oh my God, it was amazing. So I get the CT of my sinus, and I'm waiting for my follow-up appointment and everything. They want to do this like roto-rooter procedure thing on my, you know, sinus cavities. He literally told me after seeing my CTs that like the congestion in my head, he's like, there's no way that you're sitting straight up in this chair right now. Like, there's no way that you're not crippled over in pain and like closing your eyes and blocking from the light and everything with this congestion that you have. And I'm like, well, I guess I've been used to it. You know, it's been since the end of November. So now we're in the beginning of March with this mess, and I'm calling back and forth to the ENT all the time. They said that, you know, I was approved by my insurance to get this procedure. However, my ENT, the doctor, needs to do a peer-to-peer to like actually speak with one of the insurance representatives and say, this is my name, this is the patient, this is my plan, whatever else. But you know how doctors are, especially this ENT, okay? This is where I'm gonna get mad. He has 4 locations in like the DMV area because, you know, I live in Maryland, and he's only in this office 2 days a week throughout the month. So you're telling me he's got so much demand and so much patience, and he's balling enough that he has a whole practice. He's the only ENT that practices there that can do this procedure for me. They said he's the only ENT. Everybody else is like PAs and stuff. So he doesn't have the sweet time to call my insurance provider and actually have this peer-to-peer and give a crap about me as a patient instead of just seeing me as a dollar sign he's waiting to receive. I digress. I have one kidney, and I don't know if I had said that in my about me. I believe I did. I have one full kidney on my left side, and on the right side, it's not that it's not there, but it's not formed at all. It's just a little bitty bud on the end of its little stem, and it doesn't like function much, but it has enough of a blood flow that if I ever do have any kind of a UTI or any kind of a harsh medication that is very strong and filters through the kidney, it wears on that little kidney so bad that that's when I'll start to get a kidney infection. So living and dealing with this my whole life, I know how to take care of it. I'm like, you know what? I've been on medications for 5 months now. I took Mucinex for like 5 days straight a couple of winters ago, and I had a chronic kidney infection for like a month, okay? So I'm like, all right, I need to stop taking all these medications. This doctor isn't trying to help me with my cold or anything. So I stopped taking the medication. Another week or so goes by of me pounding water and cranberry juice and, you know, just trying to eat my healthiest and whatever else. And this pain is like really increasing. So I finally, this past Friday, I went to the emergency room. So they're like checking out my blood work and my kidney functions and everything. And they said that, you know, my kidney function is great and that my one kidney is working hard enough for the two of them. No big deal. It hasn't been an issue for most of my life since I was born. You know, like I said, I'm 25 years old. I know how to keep up with, you know, my ailments and how to live a healthy lifestyle with what I'm working with. I got this new mini Morphe bronzer duo thing, and it's in, it's actually vlogger, video and blogger. That's cute. It's definitely a little dark for me, so I did it very lightly, and then I didn't have my proper shaped brush and just jacked up my nose contour. So returning to that. So let me see where I was in my little story. So I'm having like just right side pain. It's radiating in my kidney back here, and it's kind of coming around the side and a little bit lower towards my belly button. You know, on this whole side, it's just really in pain, and it's just like radiating pain. I'm thinking it's coming from my kidney, my little limp lazy one over here. So long story short, they said, you know, they did a sonogram on my kidney and in my bladder and everything, and they find this big mass in my stomach. So they're like, oh, well, we think that it could be just malformed kidney matter. That's just kind of, so my right kidney is exactly where it's supposed to be, like on the end of it's called a ureter. It just doesn't have a full kidney on the end. It's just this little bud there. So they won't listen to me when I say where my kidney is, so they can't find it, and they think that this is just like dead, useless kidney matter or whatever. They said that this mass didn't have blood flow in it. The blood flow was around it or whatever else. They didn't measure it. They didn't care whatever else. They're like talking amongst each other, the two sonogram techs, about, well, could it be what we said it might be? Or might it be something else? You know, whatever, we don't know. And so, oh my God, like bedside manner is a part of a doctor's job. And I was just like, I was so upset and so livid, and I was there by myself. I was literally there for like almost 8 hours on Friday. So whatever else. So they discharge me and they say, bladder infection, here's your medication. If your abdomen pain worsens, come back. Come back. So here we go on Saturday. I laid around all day. Wasn't in like too much pain because my kidney pain started to go away after being on the medication for like 3 or 4 pills of it. But this stomach pain just really hurt. And I told my husband, I'm like, you know, I really didn't notice that I had this knot in my stomach. I'm holding my kidney, I'm holding my back and everything, and I'm coughing again because I'm not on this ENT medication anymore. Thank God. Thank God I'm not like pouring snot and everything anymore. It's been since November. It cleared up most of it. Can't even get this whole Roto-Rooter procedure anymore going on because I have to worry about this now. So I'm telling my husband, you know, I really didn't notice this, and it's like a big ball. Y'all know I'm really teeny, and if you push on my stomach right there, you can feel this like big ball right in my stomach to the right of my belly button. So it's just increasing in pain throughout Saturday night. I tossed and turned. I couldn't sleep. I was radiating in pain. I couldn't lay on my side or my other side. Definitely couldn't lay on my stomach. My back was the only position I could have my heat pack on just right. But my neck and my hip were hurting from laying there so much. And I'm just so miserable. So I throw up on Sunday. When I heaved, it felt like, I don't want to say it felt like it burst because it wasn't that dramatic. I've never had anything like that. My husband had pancreatitis in the past, and I know how painful they say that can be. But when I tell y'all, like, I don't know, I guess it felt like a horse kicked me in my stomach or something. Like, it hurt. And I'm like still throwing up, and I'm bawling, crying, in pain, holding my stomach in, with all this pressure and throwing up. Now I'm dry heaving. I'm like yelling to my husband for water. Like, I was just so miserable. I'm just sitting there crying in pain. So I go to another hospital in my area. It's like a county away or whatever. And it was so funny. So we get in there on a Saturday afternoon. I have like a cat hair or something in my makeup right here, guys. I've literally been itching it the whole video. Hold on. Let me explain the eyeshadow look before I tell you what went on Sunday. So I'm feeling an orange look. A lot of the YouTubers nowadays are doing their like rainbow series. So this Colourpop Cute AF palette that I won from Melissa, as you can see, it has been worn and torn, girl. But I love this palette for springtime. It has quite a few, you know, orangey, coppery, bright shades, as well as some really pretty glitter shades. This one and this one I've always loved. As well as I might throw in either the orange and yellow from the Zulu palette, or I will use the darker orange in the Afrique palette that I haven't ever touched. That one's darker. I don't know. So I'm going for an orange look today. I definitely don't want to do a red look, but I'm thinking of doing the rainbows, so I might start in orange and end in pink, purple and pink and red. So we'll see. Alrighty, so my mother, okay, so, alright, so now this past Sunday, 2 days ago, my mom takes me to the hospital. And we literally get in there and there's not one person waiting in the waiting room. I called the 2 other closer hospitals to me. Actually, there were 3 hospitals closest to me. The one I refuse to go to because their care is absolutely crazy, unless it's the birthing suite, I've heard, but that was not the case. The other one had a 3-hour wait, and the other one had like a 2.5, 3-hour wait, just the same. So we drive almost like 45 an hour away into this next county, and we walk in and there's nobody in the whole hospital. Well, not the whole hospital, so there's nobody in the whole ER waiting room. And they get me registered and everything in, and then they said, well, go ahead and have a seat in the waiting room. We'll be with you in a moment. My mom and I go sit down, and the lady comes out, and she's like got her little clipboard, and she's like, Elizabeth? Like, it's a room full of people, and I'm like, hey, what's up? So I get up and I'm all hunched over, like walking all in pain. And they keep asking me if I want a wheelchair, but I'm just an independent person and I don't like being that in need. So I was like, no, I don't need a wheelchair. I can walk, I'm fine. So they take my vitals and all that. They get me in the room and they tell me that they're gonna pump me full of fluid so they can take another sonogram of my stomach and everything and move on to whether or not they want a CT or what have you. So I'm sitting around filling up with fluids. They give me literally 2 IVs full and expect me to hold my bladder while they're pushing on me, doing this sonogram, and they're pushing and they're rotating all on my stomach. And I'm like, I'm really gonna pee on myself. TMI, I know. But I keep losing train of thought. What was I even saying? So they do the sonogram on everything, and she finds my other kidney, and it's real small or whatever. She looks at my normal kidney. It's looking great. Bladder, ureters, da-da-da-da. So then she's examining this big black mass, and she's like, yeah, you know, I don't know why they didn't make a bigger deal about it or whatever. Said that she had worked with the people that gave me my sonogram the 2 days before. And I told her everything that they were doing and saying that really aggravated me, and she was like, yeah, that's why I work here. So I'm really glad I'm in her hands now instead of these other people, but moving along. They basically tell me that I have a big cyst in my stomach right now, and they don't really know what exactly it is like connected to or growing from. But the people that did the sonogram on Friday that took a photo of this mass and didn't know what it was, they literally said, and it's in my discharge papers, they literally have it in there, that it seems to be possible malform, no, they said possible malformed kidney tissue or a possible hematoma. So if I have this giant hematoma, which is like a bruise, so my understanding it's like a big blood clot. If I have a giant blood clot in the middle of my stomach, wouldn't that have indicated like some kind of previous internal bleeding or some kind of issue going on? I'm not a doctor. If anybody out there that watches me as a nurse or doctor, comment below. I was just livid. So the people at this other hospital that I go to the second day, they tell me, you know, if it were to be a hematoma, they said that, you know, I would have had some kind of present bruising on my abdomen as well, because it would have been, you know, either from surgery, you know, things, scars and stitches and stuff inside the body from after surgery. If it heals wrong or if it bleeds after, it can cause internal hematoma, or some kind of outside trauma. They asked if I was in an altercation or a collision, and I said no. Now here we are, the pain is definitely increasing, and it's Sunday, 2 days later, and it's at 7 centimeters, guys, which apparently they usually recommend surgical removal at 5 centimeters, but we can't really surgically remove it at the moment. They're trying to figure out other things to do. So I'm just kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like I said, now I've been off of work for about 4 days now, and I'm just so miserably bored, and here I am telling you. So that was the two main things that I really wanted you guys to know, that I wasn't abandoning YouTube, and even though I really haven't been doing much makeup, you know, in my day-to-day life, that this is still something that I'm planning on coming to you guys with. I'm not going anywhere, especially if I'm gonna be sitting around in the house on rest, you know, the content will be coming. Oh, I really like that little pop of purple in there. So those were the main two reasons, guys, my job and my health, starting with the sinus infection and leading on into this huge cyst. You know, other than that, my health is fine. Just hoping that this thing doesn't burst or anything takes a bad turn for any reason. I have a niece coming on the way, inshallah, in a few months. So I'm wanting to get some sewing projects done for her that maybe I'll be able to vlog and show you guys. And that'll be like a twofer. I'll be able to get that stuff done and make cute stuff for baby girl. I really haven't sewn on my channel in like over a year. I do have my adult coloring book footage coming up. I did a few extra pages recently with my spare time as well.
What's the baby? Do it again. Show them you can do it. Oh my god, I can't believe this. No. She's only 24 hours, guys, okay? Oh. Hey,
You're so cute.
I think that's all I'm going to do for the eyeshadow look right now. I'm going to add a pop of glitter in the inner corner, but I'm going to clear my space here just a bit and do some quick setting spray. My tip for doing loose glitters on the eyes, I don't like spraying primer on the brush, and I don't like putting concealer down before I do it. I just like to mist my face with any kind of a, you know, liquid mist setting spray. This is the lavender from Mario. Just hydrate the whole face and everything, and I kind of just let it fan it out a bit. My fans broke, guys. I've had like 2 or 3 of the fans. I need a new one. I really want the James Charles sister one, but we'll see if I splurge on that or not. So I'm going in with Jackie Ainas la Bronze. I got this for free, and even though it does not match my skin tone to wear on my face, I'm all about it as an inner corner pop. And still have the little yellow inner corner down there. Shout out to Kylie for bringing out the inner corner pop for everybody to love, because I have been rocking that as much as I can. I did a nude eye with a teal inner corner pop. Girl, I was feeling myself that day. Feeling myself. Feeling myself. So my updates are pretty much over, and my eyeshadow look is complete. I'm going to do my liner, my lashes, oh, and I wanted to make sure to add in this video because I haven't done like a Netflix recommendation or update or anything with you guys. So if you haven't watched Arrested Development, watch Arrested Development. What's that one that Drew Barrymore is in that I really, really liked? Santa Clarita Diet. That one's coming back this Friday, y'all. So if you haven't watched the first 1 or 2 seasons, make sure you catch up before this third season comes on, guys, because I'm telling you, it's hilarious. And who doesn't love Drew Barrymore? I have also watched the docu-series titled The 90s and the 2000s. I am a 90s baby. I hadn't really realized like how much of the 90s is like really in me. Like all of the like 90s rap and like the early 90s, I mean, because I was, you know, like that early 90s grunge and like some of the early 90s TV shows I remember. Some of the, you know, 90s pop and stuff. Like the 90s pop that I remember was, you know, Gwen Stefani coming out and, you know, the Mickey Mouse Club, Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake, and Christina Aguilera was my favorite. Them and the Backstreet Boys, you know, I gotta have them if you're talking about the 90s. But I also didn't know how much I did know about the 90s. I don't really know if Netflix has a docu-series about the 80s. I've always made that joke at work if I'm like humming and singing along to like an 80s song and some rude customer that thinks I'm supposed to have tunnel vision says, oh, aren't you too old to even know this? I mean, says, oh, aren't you too young to even know this song? Like, I have to know stuff that was only made after I was born. So I always make the joke that I was born in the 90s and raised in the 80s because my parents were totally 80s. 80s hair and metal and a little bit of country here and there. I also watched The Dirt on Netflix. That's a great one to watch, but if you don't have any like previous knowledge of Motley Crue or the story behind any of the like singers in it, you might just, you know, it might just be a movie to you. But if you really know what they're talking about and what's going on, it's a very, very good portrayal of the book that Nikki Sixx wrote about their up-and-coming band and when they really blew up. So all that's left, guys, is highlight. If you remember, if you've been around, so all that's left, guys, is the highlight. So if you've been around, you know I have been using So if you guys have been around my channel long enough, you know I've used this Milani Romantic Rose blush as long as, like, forever. And the rose imprint is still not really all the way out of it. And I just love that rose imprinted makeup thing. So here, the container here, this is the Smashbox+Vlada Metallic. This is the Smashbox+Vlada Petal Metal Highlighter. And this is in Gilded Rose. So it's a lighter champagne-y rose gold highlight. And like I said, I like to add my glitters on top of a wetter surface. I'm going to, since I've used all my Morphe brushes and things today, I'm going in with my Morphe Continual Setting Mist. Gonna drown myself in that and then get to highlighting Gotta start with the nose. Bam. And I don't think I'm going to keep up with the lip highlight this summer. My husband always thinks it looks like lip sweat. And sometimes when I do get my lip to sweating, the makeup and the facial hair and the highlight right there, not flattering, boo-boos. So that's going to be a small change to my makeup routine in the warmer weather this year, for sure. So I'm just dusting this on. This was given to me from the Makeup Fairy at my job. If you guys haven't seen my hand-me-down hauls, go catch up on that series. I didn't do a video with this last little haul that I had. It wasn't really too much stuff, but it was quite a few good things. The Morphe bronzer duo that I just used was in it, as well as, oh, some like facial cleansers and stuff. So, and like, I'm really liking the shine of this highlight, but I don't know if it's really popping the way that like I'm wanting it to pop. So I'm going to go into this Pixie highlight palette that I also got from the Makeup Fairy, and I'm just going to lightly combine like maybe these first two and these pink ones, just for a little extra blended pop. Love it. Now that's the highlight that I like. Awesome. So that is the look. Now to find a lip. You guys know I'm all about a dark lip, but I was going for like an orange feel today. No, this is like a bright red. That's a bright red. Bright red, bright red. Wasn't there an orange in my lippy countdown? Indie Flick. Indie Flick. Yeah, but that might be a little too orange. So I'm going to go ahead and combine my tried and true. So I'm going to combine my tried and true Pallete in Coral, and then I'm going to brighten it up a bit with Indie Flicks from NYX. So let me swatch those real quick. There's Indie Flicks, and here's Coral. They're pretty close. I feel like I might as well just do Indie Flicks, but I really know that I love the formula and the wear of this. This is just from Sally's Beauty. And then I'm gonna go over it with the Indie Flicks. To really brighten her up. Wow, well that's an orange look if I'd say so myself. My hair, ew, probably looks a mess. And there I go swatching and rubbing it directly into my hair. But, you know, if you guys can't accept me on my down and sick days with my hair looking all funky and greasy, then you don't deserve me at my beautiful, glamorous days, you know? So there's my finished look for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me complete it. I hope I didn't ramble on and tell my medical story like way too annoyingly long and detailed. Comment down below what videos you guys really miss and want to see from me. I don't really know how much longer I'm going to be down and out until I can get this stuff handled. So please don't hold it against me if I don't post again for a little while. I still love each and every one of you guys, and I will catch you on the flip.